We are Mile High Appraisals LLC, and we will be talking through our final appraisal report for 2310 East 7th Avenue Parkway in Denver, Colorado.
Hello, my name is Nathan, and our subject property we selected is a single-family home that was built in 1925. The size of the home is 3,475 square feet on a 0.21 acre lot. Some key features of this property include 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a detached 2-car garage. The house was last sold for $725,000 in the year 2012. Next slide. The house we evaluated underwent recent renovations that transformed the property. It subsequently has a few extra differentiating features, such as a treehouse, 2 fireplaces, a finished basement, and a wine cellar. It is set in a prime location on 7th Avenue, only 2.6 miles from the Denver city center, and all the key activities the city has to offer, such as Coors Field, museums, and the Central Business District. It is also very close to parks located within a mile of the Denver Botanical Gardens and Congress Park. As well, it is within 2 miles of restaurants and shops at the Cherry Creek Shopping Center. And in addition, it is in close proximity to Bromwell Elementary, Maury Middle, and East High schools. Finally, the University of Denver is a short 3.8 miles away as well. Next slide. Through considerable market research and utilization of the sales approach, the cost approach, and 2 methods of the income approach, we have concluded an estimated appraised value of our subject property on March 29th, 2021 of $1,528,398.65. Our estimate reflects market conditions as of March 29th, 2021 with exclusivity to arm's length transactions. The value may deviate from the final sale price and the list price of the property due to changing or variable market conditions. My fellow members and I of Mile High Appraisals will further describe how we came to this number. Next slide.
Hey guys, my name is Jared Fisher, and I'll be discussing the market analysis as well as how COVID-19 has impacted the real estate market. But the city of Denver is Colorado's largest city by population with 727,211 residents. Of that population, 76.1% are white, 19.9% Hispanic or Latino, and 9.2% being Black. The population of Denver is a bit on the younger side, with more and more millennials moving towards the city, trending in a positive direction. Over the past decade, Denver's population has increased by about 21%, and the median household income in Denver, Colorado is $68,596, and a median gross rent of $1,311. And just about half the population owns their own home, that number being 49.9%. And there are 301,501 households located in the city of Denver. Our subject property is located in the beautiful Congress Park neighborhood, which is in the central part of the city. Congress Park is ranked as the 3rd best neighborhood according to 5280.com. And there's population is about 11,559 people in Congress Park. And the biggest draw to the neighborhood, besides the low crime rate and its central location, is the beautifully aptly named Congress Park that rests in the center of the neighborhood. Next slide.
My name is Cecilia Moran, and I will be discussing the sales comparison approach. For the comparable properties, we identified several selection criteria to narrow down our options. We chose to only look at single-family homes in the southeastern area of Denver between 3,100 and 3,500 square feet that had 3 or more bedrooms, 3 or more bathrooms, and an outdoor space. A map of our comparables in relation to each other and the subject is pictured on the slide. Our first 3 comparable homes are pictured. Home 1 has 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and very similar square footage and lot size to our subject. Comparable 2 has the same amount of beds and baths as our subject, but fewer square feet. Home 3 has 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms with a smaller lot size than our subject. Our next 3 comparable homes are pictured here. Comparable 4 has 3 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms with fewer square feet and a smaller lot size than our subject. Home 5 has the same number of beds and baths as our subject, again with a smaller lot size and square footage. Comparable 6 has 3 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms and is close to our subject in lot size and square feet. All of the homes were built between 1904 and 1933. In our sales comparison grid, we adjusted for 5 elements: the number of bedrooms, the number of bathrooms, the square footage, the lot size, and the year built. Comparables 3 and 5 were used to adjust for the differences in bedrooms, as they had very similar specs in other categories. However, the difference in lot size between these two made us decide to weigh this calculation by 50% to account for those differences, giving us a final bedroom adjustment of $183,000 and $31.50. Comparables 1 and 2 were used to adjust for our bathrooms. Out of our comparables, they were the most similar while still having a difference in bathrooms. However, due to the differences in lot size and square footage, we decided to weigh the calculation by 20% to account for these other variables, giving us a final bathroom adjustment of $71,000. For the square footage adjustment, we first averaged the price per square foot of our comparable properties to find a value of $449.33 per square foot. We then adjusted each comparable up or down by this number multiplied by how many square feet bigger or smaller they were than our subject. For our lot size adjustment, we found the estimated value of our subject property's land using the Denver Property Taxation and Assessment website. Using this number, we found our price per acre to be $3,075,238.10. We then used this value to adjust each comparable lot size to reflect the estimated value of our subject's lot. For our year built adjustment, we utilized two methods. Because our subject and all of our comparables are historical homes, it was difficult to find historical data to estimate with. We used 1940s to 2000s data to estimate a $2,413.33 per year difference in value. We also found an adjustment value by using comparable 2 and 6. However, these comparables also had a difference in bedrooms, so we decided to weigh the calculation at only 1% to account for the much more impactful difference in bedrooms. This gave us a value of $1,625 per year. We decided to include both of these estimations in our final adjustment by averaging them, giving us a final value of $2,019.17 per year difference from 1925.
Hello, my name is Jack, and I'm going to be talking about the cost approach now. So using the cost approach, we estimate the price of the house by calculating the cost to rebuild it. The basic formula entails the replication cost, the estimated accrued depreciation, and then adding the estimated value of the site. So to find the replication cost, we used costtobuild.net. This tool takes the details about our house to find what it would take to build a replica. It accounts for everything in the house, starting with the obvious details like size, number of rooms, and floors, and then goes into depth to find ceiling heights, roofing, light fixtures, siding, etc. After all that information is inputted, it gives us a replication cost of $827,969. Next, we have to subtract the depreciation. To find this, we use the accrued depreciation formula. Our effective age was easy to find because it was posted, which was 96 years, but the useful life had to be an assumption. Usually, a useful life for a typical house would be less than 100 years, but our subject property just underwent renovations, which makes 150 useful life easily plausible. After multiplying the ratio of effective age over useful life to our replication cost, we found our estimated accrued depreciation of $529,900.16. So when you subtract the depreciation from our replication cost, you get the depreciated cost of building being $298,068.04. All that's left to consider is the estimated value of the land, which was another piece of easily accessible information. Denver County recently appraised our subject's land and assigned it a value of $645,800. Then, to find our indicated value from the cost approach, we added the value of our site to the depreciated cost of building to get a final cost of $943,868.84. Our cost approach ended up being lower than our other approaches due to estimations that were needed to calculate, like depreciation. This is accounted for in our weighting during the final reconciliation, which will be further elaborated later.
Hello, my name is Zach, and today I'm going to be going over the income approach. The direct capitalization approach and the discounted cash flow approach both attempt to estimate the value of our subject property as an investment property. Our subject property, however, is a detached single-family historic home in a highly desired neighborhood with many attractive and livable features, making it unlikely that this property will be purchased for an investment purpose. Moving on to the direct capitalization approach. For this approach, we began by finding the median monthly rent for our subject property. Because it is difficult in this area to find comparable rented properties, we estimated this value using Zillow's monthly payment estimation feature for the property, giving a value of $7,452 per month. We then took that value and multiplied it by 12 to get our potential gross income. According to anfam.com and the square foot method, we estimated $1 per square foot of living space for operating expenses, and we also estimated a 1% of potential gross income to account for collection and vacancy costs. We found that Denver County's market capital rate using apartmentpropertyvaluation.com, which returned a value of 5.2%. We then averaged this cap rate with the cap rate we found looking at single family detached homes in Denver, Colorado in 2020 to give us a final cap rate of 5.5%. Using all of these values, we came to a net operating income of $85,054.76 per year. We then divided this value by the market cap rate of 5.5%, which resulted in an estimated price of $1,546,450.18 for the property under direct capitalization. Next slide, please. For the discounted cash flow approach, we had to make several assumptions for the purpose of this project. A holding period of 10 years, using the same net operating income from the direct cap method, and a discount rate of 3.22% that we found on bankrate.com. We then used these rates to discount the net operating income calculated from the direct cap approach. And in year 10, we also included the estimated sale price from the direct cap approach. By adding all of these present values of the cash flows, we ended up with an estimated value of $1,843,868.29 under the discounted cash flow method.
To come to our final overall value, we reconciled the different values found by each method and applied appropriate weights to each of the method's outcomes based upon the function and qualities of the property. For the sales comparison approach, we chose to apply a weight of 75% due to the determined function of the house being a single family home. The current listing for the home on Zillow is priced at $1,745,000 and has a Zestimate of $1,752,364. This means that under this method, our valuation was $137,000 less than the listed price. The next appraisal approach utilized was the cost approach. The weight of the cost approach was assigned a lesser value of 15% due to a few key factors. Recent extensive renovations done to the property may not be fully factored under our cost approach. These renovations most definitely have changed the lifespan of the house and may not be fully accounted for in the calculated depreciation of the property and building cost. It is also possible that the site may be undervalued under this method with respect to its proximity to key locations. The total resulted in an indicated value of $944,000, a value of $801,000 less than the listed price. Finally, we examined our subject using the income approach, which included the direct capitalization and discounted cash flow methods. Since this property is a single family home and unlikely to use as an investment property, the smallest weights amongst the approaches of 5% were applied to each method. This is to reflect the slight possibility of the property being rented out due to its close proximity to city core and university. The direct capitalization method returned an estimated price of $1,546,450, which is $199,000 less than the listed price. In the discounted cash flows approach, the cumulative present values of the cash flows resulted in an estimated value of $1,843,868, a total of $99,000 above the listing. Next slide.
The COVID-19 pandemic has affected everyone in the world. In the past year and a half, people had their businesses shut down, lost their jobs, family members unfortunately passed away, drastically affecting the entire world around us. And the real estate market is no exception. Before the pandemic hit, the real estate market was what was considered a buyer's market, meaning people who were looking to buy a house could easily purchase that house for a price listed under the market value. But because of the nature of the pandemic, with the whole world shutting down, market values of houses began skyrocketing, and it flipped the market from a buyer's market to a seller's market. A seller's market happens when the number of buyers exceeds the number of homes for sale, and that means that sellers can inflate the prices of their house and sell them for more than what they're worth. This is because buyers have less options to choose from, and desperate buyers are willing to pay more. And this change can be noticed in our property as well as all the comparables. This estimate of our sample property pre-COVID, so before March 2020, it was listed at $1.3 million. And after the pandemic, so in March 2020, the current estimate of the house was $1.75 million, which is a price increase of about 35%. The average price for our comparables increased by about 32.74%, which is even higher than the national average because Denver's in a large city. The United States, the houses increased by about 15%, which is actually the largest price spike ever recorded in history. Various factors have contributed to the lower valuation estimate we found compared to the list price. One possible explanation for this disparity is the drastic recent renovations the house underwent. Our valuation may not fully reflect the change that the renovations have resulted in. Other possible issues could be in the assumptions that were made under the different approaches. Finally, under the listing, there is an amendment that the list price includes landmark approved construction drawings by Kristen Park are included. Plans would expand living space into a third level and add square footage. All approvals are in place. The value of these plans could be causing the list price to be higher than the current or actual value of the house. Next slide, please.
The major strengths and weaknesses of our report are summarized on this slide. Our strengths include our comparable properties, all of which helped us minimize the adjustments needed to find a quality indicator of value for our subject. Weaknesses of our project include the varied assumptions we needed to make in each approach's calculations, which could throw off the final estimated appraised value of our subject. COVID-19 and its continued impact on the housing market is another weakness of our project, as the rapidly changing environment may cause our reports to become quickly outdated. Thank you.
Thank you.